Okay, here's a question for you. How do you know the portion size of the food or what serving tool to use?
That information should be both on the standardized recipe and on the production plan or record. The production plan should post the portion size and the serving utensil to be used for each menu item.
Excellent, great. Now, let's move on and talk about the correct way to portion items. Portion size is controlled by cutting, weighing, counting, or measuring food. Cutting and weighing food for portion control must take place before the food is put on the serving line. The method of portion control is determined by the type of food being served. Cutting is used for food portions that hold their shape, such as sheet cakes, cornbreads, and gelatin. You then use a spatula to serve the items that have been portioned by cutting.
So how do you know where to cut?
Take a look at this diagram, and we have 4 examples here. So let's say that you wanted to get a cut for, say, 25, 48, 50, or even 100 servings. And this is what you would go by. Take a look at this cornbread we have here. Now we need 50 servings, so what you want to do is cut this way, and then you want to turn around and cut this way. 5 times here, 10 times there to get your servings.
Like this?
That's right. Very good.
You go down, and then 5 this way.
Right.
And 5 here.
Excellent. So to be perfectly exact, you want to use a ruler or the pastry cutter, what you just had right there. Very good. All right. Next, let's see how to portion by weighing. Check portion size of meats, meat alternates, and breads by weighing. When using the slicer for portioning ham or cheese, use the portion scale to ensure that you are cutting the correctly sized portion. Be sure to use parchment paper, which is what we have here, or a container, and you don't want to weigh directly on the scale.
Counting seems like the easiest way to portion.
It is. Counting is used to determine portions of food such as whole or half fruits, vegetable sticks, and proportioned meats like chicken nuggets or fish sticks. For example, these 2 apple wedges are a serving. But of course, you can't count everything. You have to know how to choose and how to use correct serving utensils. You measure volume with these utensils, which we call scoops, spoodles, and ladles. They provide the most accurate method for serving foods. For example, you will use one of these utensils to serve peas, corn, rice, stews, or fruit cocktail. Scoops, also called dishers, come in many sizes. The number on the blade inside the scoop or disher bowl indicates how many level scoopfuls of that size are in a quart. So let's take a look at this chart. And it shows you, for example, that a number 6 scoop gives a 2/3 cup serving. A number 8 scoop gives a 1/2 cup serving, and so on. And if you need a left-handed scoop, those are available as well. Now, some manufacturers use their own color coding system for scoops to aid in identifying scoop sizes. To scoop correctly, be sure that you're using the scoop specified by your standardized recipe or production plan. Serve a level scoopful, but don't heap the food in the scoop. To be sure that you get correct portions of solid foods, such as mashed potatoes or rice, fill the scoop to the top and then level it off by pressing the scoop against the side of the pan. And Amy's demonstrating. Very good.
Good. Well, how do you use a ladle, and where's the size?
That's a very good question. Now we have this ladle, and you serve liquid foods such as stews, soups, and gravies with ladles. The ladle size, and we can see here, this one is 2 ounces, is right here, and it's usually just above the bowl of the ladle. The most common ladle sizes are 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8 ounce. To use the ladle correctly, first be sure that you're using the specified size, and we're using 2 ounces here. But we want to fill this ladle, not to the point of overflowing, okay? And then we can just lift our bowl here and pour in, and we don't want to spill anything, okay?
Why do we use spoodles here in our cafeteria?
Well, we like spoodles, Amy, because they give us the flexibility of a spoon and ladle in one utensil.
Okay.
We have both solid and perforated varieties, and they range from 2 ounces to an 8-ounce capacity.
I also see that we use serving spoons and tongs here.
Right, well, you have to be very careful if you decide to use serving spoons or tongs. These utensils do not give exact measures. If you use a serving spoon, first measure or weigh a standard portion in a measuring cup.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, and then you transfer the food from the cup to the spoon.
Okay.
And so what you want to do is make sure you study that amount carefully. You know, look for things like how full is the spoon? Is the spoon heaped, well-rounded, or slightly full?
Okay.
Now, the serving spoons, very good, come in, you know, different lengths, 11, 13, and 15 inches, and varieties such as solid, perforated, and slotted. Keep a sample portion close by for reference as you serve. When you serve, you have to try to get the same amount of the food in the spoon every time.
Okay.
Okay? Scoops or ladles are always a better choice to serve correct amounts of servings. You will use tongs when you have foods that are too difficult to serve with standard serving utensils, such as fish portions, baked chicken, steamed broccoli, or spaghetti.
I also see that you have a few different steam table pans here. Why? They aren't portioning tools.
Well, in a sense, they are. In some cases, using the right pan size is essential to getting the projected number of servings and in a form that looks appealing. For example, if you made lasagna in a pan that was too big or too shallow, the lasagna would have a very thin appearance. Cakes or brownies baked in the wrong size pan may not achieve the correct height. It is important to know steam table pan capacity so that you can tell at a glance the approximate number of servings it will contain. This information will help you decide what size pan to use to serve the food item and will make it easy to estimate the number of servings remaining as you continue to serve the meal. Now, these charts from the general information section of quantity recipes for school food service shows us the approximate capacity in volume measure of common sizes of steam table pans and the approximate number of servings that can be obtained from various sizes of portioning utensils. Now, the most important thing to remember about portion control is that every student deserves to get the same serving as everyone else. This helps to make them feel good about school food service and assures that they are getting the nutrients that have been planned for them. And helping to control food costs doesn't hurt either.